Hey everybody, what's happening? Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you're doing well today. We're just hanging out here in the fish room, and I look over and I get to see my fire eel out and about and hunting for his next meal. I really enjoy seeing this behavior from him. He's well fed on worms, cocktail shrimp, and various other foods, but he still likes to exercise his natural predatory tendencies. While there's no fish in here small enough for him to eat, he often does find worms or other scraps of previous meals that have made their way under the rocks or artificial plants. And it's really cool to see his natural behavior on display as he sniffs it out, hunts it down, and then just goes for it. Now, this fire eel is a beast. He's about 34 inches long, and as you can tell, he has some good girth to him. He's definitely the largest fish we have here in the fish room. For now. But that's a video for another day. For anyone who's been thinking about getting a fire eel, or might want one after seeing this guy, I highly recommend it. They're such fun fish to keep as pets. They're cool, they're unique, and they're surprisingly personable. You can train them to feed out of your hand, and they'll often come up to the glass when they see you approach. There are a few things you should know before getting a fire eel. First off, its size. Samson here is 34 inches, but I've seen some bigger than that, so they obviously need a big tank. I recommend at least an 8-foot tank. Samson here is in a 9-foot tank. The other thing to consider before purchasing a fire eel is their diet. These aren't exactly easy fish to feed. They're carnivorous predators. You can train these fish to accept frozen foods and other prepared foods, but that can be difficult in the beginning. Many of the specimens you'll find on sale are wild caught, so they're not used to accepting foods that are handed to them. For young fire eels, I recommend starting off with live black worms, feeder shrimp, some small earthworms, anything small enough for it to eat, but can also stimulate its predatory instincts. And then with time, as it becomes more accustomed to the tank environment, you can transition it to frozen foods and other prepared foods. At this point, I kind of feel bad for the little dude. He's been working so hard, but hasn't had any luck. So I'm going to go ahead and feed him some worms directly. This is a mix of red wigglers and European night crawlers that I culture here in the fish room. I'm only giving him a few right now just because it's not his usual feeding time, but normally he gets a lot more than this. One other tip about fire eels that you should know if you're thinking of getting one is that they're commonly known to be tank jumpers, so you should plan your lid accordingly. Here in the 650, we have a polycarbonate lid that covers every opening anywhere near big enough for him to get out. And I have it weighted down with 2x4s because I've seen him hit the lid, and if it's not weighted, it would go flying. Well, I hope you've enjoyed watching Samson hunt for his next meal. I know he sure has. And I hope you take my recommendation and seriously consider getting a fire eel someday. If you're prepared to make the investment in the tank and necessary food, then it's a very rewarding fish to keep. Thanks again for stopping by, everybody. I hope you come back again. With a basement full of fish tanks, there's always something exciting to see.